Hi, I'm DJ, and I'm 20 years old, and I'm actually being held in the Waratah pre-release unit. Well, I did grow up in a struggling family, so things were real hard for me and my family, and I went down the wrong track.
We know that there are really high rates of communication difficulties in young people who find themselves in contact with the justice system. And we know this from research in Australia, but also overseas.
I think it's a great shame that there is in the literature a phenomenon that's referred to as the school to prison pipeline. So we know from an early stage that there are some children whose trajectories includes disengagement from school and involvement in antisocial activity.
Well, school for me wasn't real good. It wasn't a good experience in school. Actually, got charged for assaulting a teacher.
I work with young men aged between the ages of 16 and 21, and a lot of the time they do present with difficulties with communication. I first met DJ when I was running a group. It was a cognitive behavioural therapy based group. I worked with him for a long time as part of that program and later became his individual psychologist as well. And over that time I saw DJ initially as someone who really had a poor sense of identity and struggling to know who he was, but also to communicate what he needed, but he was very motivated and wanted a lot of help.
Well, I was actually talking to my psychologist, and we're just talking about my problems and also problems within like school whilst doing my HSC as well, and she sort of recommended me a speech pathologist, and just to help me.
In the case of DJ, he referred himself to me in the project, having spoken with his counsellor about how he was finding it difficult to understand some of the more kind of theoretical subjects that he was trying to do in his HSC. And I think by that stage he was feeling quite demotivated and kind of felt like quitting, I believe.
I found that hard putting words together, and sometimes I do understand the question, but it's sort of answering the question, because it was HSC standard, I always wanted to, like I said, make my writing academic. I didn't want to just write simple answers, so yeah.
Working with a speech pathologist helped me massively as a professional. It allowed me to cater for that student's needs and recognise needs in other students. It was also a support person for me in order to best cater for DJ. I felt supported. I felt that he was enjoying his learning, which then allowed me to enjoy my teaching, and that was something that I would never have experienced if I hadn't had contact with a speech pathologist.
Confidence was the thing that sticks out for me more than anything else. It raised his confidence to such a level. As a transition advisor, we talked a lot about the future and where he was going to go. and I saw a dramatic change in DJ's attitudes and thoughts about the future. He basically was able to deal with more negative situations in a far better way for him, and that cycle continued for him, and his confidence just grew from that.
Well, to be honest, yes, he has helped me. He's helped me a lot. It was a struggle doing my HSC, but being able to communicate with other people, not only within the class but just with my social life, has helped me to sort of read people's body language, when to approach them, when to not, and yeah. Well, at the moment I'm at Western Sydney University. I'm doing my Bachelor of Arts, majoring in teaching, in high school teaching, and my future for now is just I want to do things around, base my career around social work. Because of my experiences in here, I believe that I can actually help the youth, and yeah.